that was said.
Yes.
You might have gotten that vibe. I got that vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
As we were in line, there was a gentleman behind us
who
was not part of this conversation.
Shit.
And you saw his eyes and ears light up when he heard, he's waiting in line. I'm just trying to get this plenty. I heard they got Nutella. I'm trying to get this new flavor.
Right.
And then blah, 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 blah. Evo. And then he looked up and looked at the group that was talking and stared directly and covered his mouth and was like, pointing at Bobby. You're that guy from Evo. You're Bobby Scar.
Says, oh my God.
And when he said that, first, I'm not going to lie, I dropped everything. I ran. I said, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Because Bobby Scar and the Crimson Blur have been arguing for 3 hours now about relevancy.
Yes.
Here's a guy randomly
He crushed the debate. There's no more debate.
No. It gets better.
No more debate.
It gets better.
Finish this story.
It gets better.
Randomly in line.
The only way this story gets better is if Blur asks the guy with a straight face, Bobby, did you pay this man off?
Okay, now that didn't happen, but wait. Because obviously, we already assumed that it's just not possible.
Right.
It's not possible.
No.
But the thing is that happened is I'm witnessing this.
Yes.
And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm asking the dude.
Right.
Wait
I'm
just
like,
a minute.
Dude.
Can I cut in? Because I remember the exact sequence of events.
Interject.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Now.
I want to hear it from you.
Now, I'm telling you this whole time I'm miserable.
Yeah.
Miserable. Blur attacking my very character. I had a frown. I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be anywhere
I know
else.
what miserable Scar looks like.
Now this man says, oh my God.
Yeah.
Are you Scar? And I swear I can't explain what happened to the contortions of my face, but they went from misery to the biggest shit.
Can I tell you what you did?
The first thing that I said, I did pop off. I said, why, yes, I am Scar. Do you happen to know this gentleman to my right? Pointing to Blur.
This is true.
Do you happen to know this gentleman to my right?
And when he said that, he was pointing directly at the Crimson Blur.
Right.
And what did our good friend say?
Obviously, if this gentleman, who is just waiting in line, trying to get some delicious milk tea with 50% sugar because he was in shape.
This is true.
He was asked if he knew who that gentleman was next to him, which was the Crimson Blur.
Yep.
And he looked at him with that smile and was like,
I don't know you. And of course, I continue to pop off and I say, "Oh, this is the Crimson Blur, the tournament organizer of such esteemed series as Kings of Cali."
He gave his whole resume and said, the Crimson Blur, who ran this in this year, presented this exhibition match, commentated this. Do you know who this man is?
Now, mind you, of course, Blur is going to go to his first line defense. And say, of course,
I'm staring at the chat right now.
Brandon, who is now my hero. I'll never forget Brandon's name and face. Brandon obviously knows this man only for commentary because that's the only capacity in which you're relevant. Please, Mike. Please, now, take it.
Now, I'm only going to continue because I want to tell the people because
this is a true story.
You might lie
Can
to
you
them.
believe that this is a true story? This happened in the world
sometimes
2 weeks ago.
Sometimes truth is truly stranger than
fiction.
fiction.
Mike.
The only reason why is because if he tells them, he might lie to them to make it sound better. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing...
Right, no, you've established from the very beginning that you're coming in as an outsider.
Yeah, not sure who's right.
I don't know. I believed Blur. Like I said, I believed...
Right.
Blur.
Right.
My perception has changed since then because now at this point, Blur was like, okay, Mr. Random guy in line that Bobby probably paid you for. Like, this is what he, obviously. Because he can't believe this is real.
Right.
He's like, well, it's clear that you watched Evo this year.
Yeah.
You saw him commentate.
Absolutely.
Right.
And now you like this guy.
Right.
To which this gentleman named Brandon, who was in line, interning at another company at the time.
Yes.
Cool.
Was like, yeah, I know him from Evo. Bobby, can I just tell you, I loved your Falcon combo video back in the day.
Ooh.
Thank you, Brandon. And of course, Q-Tip Factory, is that you?
That's not him. That's not him. That's not him. That's not Q.
All right,
No.
Of course, Blur goes to his second line defense.
Yep.
Only knows him from commentary.
Right.
You only know Scar from his combo videos.
Commentary and combo videos.
The actual set that you've seen.
Now, hold on. First off, you got to keep in mind, at this point, Blur, if you look at his face, this is the look of a defeated man.
Yeah.
This is a guy. This is a random.
He's really reaching into the bag at this point. No, I know what that looks like.
This is a random gentleman.
This guy's down. He's down 0-2 in the set.
Yeah, he's like, oh my God, are you guys have been talking all this time,
right?
But you're actually Bobby Scar, like the legend, right?
Yes.
He sees that, and then he's like, dude, your combo video was so sick.
Right.
Now, Blur is visibly upset.
He's shook.
Uncomfortable.
He's shook.
He's lost his poise.
Yep.
He doesn't know who he is as a man.
Right.
At this point.
He's scrambling for anything.
To which he now challenges this said spectator,
right,
fan of Smash content,
right,
and says, can you name one Bobby Scar match that you like?
Okay.
And then you're going to have to fill this in. I'm going to try to guess. You want me to try to guess at what it was?
You can guess.
Right.
Because I did tell the story afterwards.
I hope I'm not right. I hope I'm not wrong.
You have to be wrong. You have to be
wrong. If I'm not mistaken, this dude looks at Blur and was like with a confused face, I'm probably going to get the name wrong, and was like, yeah, it was when Scar like beat Ken, was it?
Nailed it.
Was it Ken?
Nailed it.
Okay.
Nailed it.
He beat Ken at like some major tournament.
S-Mom64 knew it because I knew it going into it, exactly what said he was going to say.
Oh, yeah.
He said, wait. Because Blur asked him the question straight up. He said, wait. I actually know this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Scar versus Ken.
Mm-hmm.
For Evo 2000. He told the whole story.
Yep.
For whether or not Ken went to Evo, right? It was like a money match for like whether or not they go to Evo.
Yeah.
And I say, thank you, Brandon, for settling this long conversation between me and my good friend,
yes,
the Crimson
Blur. The Crimson Blur. You still gave him credit as the good friend. And what I thought was so funny about that, the most comical aspect of that whole interaction.
I'm actually tweeting his Twitter right now.
Tweet him out.
Please tell Bren_Carruthers that he is really the champion.
What's so funny to me about that, and of course, this is from a total noob. I apologize.
Yes.
I'm not educated on
Smash
World.
It's fine.
But what I learned afterwards, after this whole interaction,
yeah,
what Scar mentioned to me, and he even brought it up to this guy, Brandon. He said, did you know that tournament was run by this guy, and this guy commentated Crimson Blur, and the guy was like, so for me, a guy who is, who sits so close to Crimson Blur,
right,
I have to listen to everything he says.
Right.
I started to.
The gears are turning.
The gears are turning.
I don't want to. I don't want to use this word.
Go ahead.
I started to doubt the credibility of the things that Crimson Blur tells me directly, and that's why you guys asked me to come here, because I needed some clarification on who to trust in the Smash community.